My girlfriend and I were on a Hawaiian adventure, exploring various places on our road trip. However, our journey took an unexpected turn when our car suddenly sputtered and came to a halt. Stranded on the side of the road near the infamous Aokigahara Forest, we decided to venture into the dense woods as our only option. The forest was like an enigmatic labyrinth, with twisting paths that seemed to lead in every direction. As daylight began to wane, we realized that our impromptu exploration had left us disoriented and lost within the tangle of trees and undergrowth. With the night approaching, panic started to creep in. Amid the encroaching darkness, I spotted a cabin perched slightly above the forest floor. Our relief was palpable as we made our way towards it, seeking shelter for the night. Inside, the air was musty, and the cabin bore the marks of time, hinting at its long-forgotten history. As the night deepened, we settled in, our exhaustion outweighing our unease about our surroundings. However, a rustling outside shattered the tranquility, prompting our senses to heighten. Fearful of encountering wild animals, I hesitated to investigate. Then, amidst the rustling leaves, a soft whispering caught my attention. My heart raced as I called out, "Is anyone there?" My voice hung in the air, unanswered. Refusing to let fear paralyze me, I devised a simple method of communication. "If you're there," I declared aloud, "respond with 1 clap for yes and 2 claps for no." Holding my breath, I posed my first question. "Have you also lost your way?" 2 distinct claps resonated from the darkness. Stacy's eyes widened, mirroring my astonishment. We exchanged glances, both of us grappling with the eerie realization that we might not be alone in this cabin. Summoning my courage, I ventured further. "Are you human?" Once again. 2 deliberate claps echoed in response. Questions tumbled forth as we cautiously communicated with this unseen presence. We learned of a lost soul, trapped within the confines of this ancient forest, much like we were. It shared its yearning for freedom, and its tale of a past untethered by time. "Do you need help finding your way out of these woods?" I hesitated before clapping once. The forest outside remained silent, save for the occasional rustling of leaves. I glanced over at Stacy, who was sitting beside me, her expression a mix of anxiety and wonder. She whispered, "This is so strange. Do you think there's really someone or something out there?" "I don't know," I replied in a hushed tone. "But let's keep trying to communicate. It might be our only way to figure out what's going on." Gathering my courage, I asked another question, my palms sweaty as I clapped once. "Are you trapped here?" 2 clear claps echoed from the darkness beyond the cabin. My mind raced, trying to comprehend the situation. Who or what was responding to my questions? And what did they mean by being trapped? "Are you a spirit?" I asked tentatively, my heart pounding. This time, there was a pause before 2 distinct claps sounded. I exchanged a puzzled look with Stacy. It was as if the unseen presence was confirming its ethereal nature. As Stacy and I continued our tense communication with the unseen presence, the air seemed to grow thicker with each passing moment. The cabin's dim light cast eerie shadows, heightening the atmosphere of mystery and trepidation. Suddenly, a rustling sound louder than before echoed from outside, causing Stacy's panic to intensify. Her eyes widened, and her breath quickened.
"Let's get out of here!"
she exclaimed, her voice trembling with fear. Before I could react, she bolted towards the cabin's entrance. Instinctively, I reached out to stop her, but an inexplicable force seemed to hold me back. My hand hovered inches from the door, yet it felt as if an invisible barrier prevented me from crossing the threshold. "Wait! Stop!" I shouted after her, but my pleas fell on deaf ears. She was already running into the depths of the forest, her figure quickly disappearing into the enveloping darkness. Panic surged through me as I desperately called out to her. Come back! It's not safe! My voice cracked with urgency, but she remained oblivious to my pleas. The sense of powerlessness was overwhelming, as if an unknown energy was manipulating the very fabric of reality. Frustration and fear mingled as I retreated back into the cabin, my heart pounding in my chest. Minutes passed like an eternity, the weight of the situation bearing down on me. Then, from the inky blackness outside, I heard her voice, soft, ethereal, and laced with an otherworldly tranquility.
Darling, there's nothing to fear. Come to me.
She beckoned, her words a soothing melody that seemed to defy the chilling atmosphere of the forest. My unease deepened, and a chill ran down my spine as I hesitated, torn between the allure of her voice and the nagging suspicion that something was profoundly amiss. Summoning my courage, I approached the door cautiously. Peering into the night, I saw her silhouette standing just beyond the cabin's entrance. Moonlight cast an eerie glow on her features, revealing an unsettling sight. Her eyes, once filled with vibrant emotion, were now entirely consumed by darkness and obsidian void that seemed to hold secrets beyond comprehension. Her words took on an inexplicable, hypnotic quality as she continued to speak, her voice resonating with an unsettling blend of familiarity and strangeness.
Why hesitate, my love? Embrace the beauty of this place. There's nothing to fear when we are together.
Conflicting emotions swirled within me: love, concern, and an unshakable sense of dread. Her romantic words were juxtaposed with the bizarre transformation that had overtaken her. The forest seemed to hold its breath, awaiting my decision. Yet, despite the tug of her enchanting words, an instinctual survival instinct rooted me to the cabin's threshold. The barrier that had prevented me from chasing after her now shielded me from the unknown forces at play. And so, I stood there, my heart torn between love and fear, longing and caution, as the enigmatic forest whispered its secrets, and the mysterious darkness that had consumed Stacy beckoned with an allure that defied reason. Throughout the night, the surreal events continued to unfold, yet my resolve held strong, keeping me confined within the safety of the cabin. As the first hints of dawn painted the sky with delicate hues, a newfound calmness settled over the forest, replacing the previous night's eerie tension. With cautious optimism, I took a deep breath and stepped out into the emerging daylight. The forest, bathed in the soft morning glow, appeared just as any ordinary woodland would. The twisting paths and rustling leaves seemed devoid of the strange forces that had gripped the night. Gazing around, I called out for Stacy, my voice carrying on the gentle breeze. But my words only echoed back to me, met with silence. With a determined heart, I embarked on a search, navigating the same labyrinthine paths we had traversed the previous day. Yet, despite my efforts, I couldn't find a trace of her presence. Each turn led to familiar sights, but she remained elusive, as if swallowed by the very heart of the forest. Eventually, I made my way back to where it had all begun, the cabin that had offered both refuge and mystery. As I pondered the events of the past night, my gaze fell upon my car, nestled under the canopy of trees. A gasp escaped my lips as I noticed something remarkable. The car, once stubbornly immobile, now sat with an air of readiness. Intrigued and surprised, I approached cautiously, and to my astonishment, the engine roared to life with ease. The inexplicable enchantment that had held my car captive had seemingly vanished with the morning light. With a mix of relief and anticipation, I climbed into the driver's seat, the engine's rumble reassuringly familiar. As I set forth on the road back to civilization, I couldn't help but steal glances at the forest fading in the rearview mirror, its secrets hidden beneath layers of ancient foliage. Arriving back at my apartment, the events of that fateful night lingered in my thoughts like a haunting melody. As days turned into weeks and then into months, the memory of Stacy, her enchanting allure, and the inexplicable darkness in her eyes remained etched into my consciousness. Even today, she visits my dreams, her presence a tantalizing dance between the real and the surreal, a reminder that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved. The forest's enigma continues to cast its spell, a testament to the thin veil that separates our world from the unknown, and the enduring power of a love that defies both time and reason.